8bitdo's recent release, the 8bitdo Ultimate Pro Controller, is the best of both worlds. If the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller bound chicka wow wow, this be the thing they birth. But on a serious note, Ultimate? It gets its rounded upper body from the Switch Pro, and it's pretty obvious where these grips come from. The triggers feel similar to the Xbox One controller, the bumper buttons feel exactly the same as the Pro controller, the analog sticks honestly take cues from both the Switch Pro and the Xbox One controller. The sticks are tighter than the Xbox One, but are pretty similar to the Switch Pro. The sticks are domed, just like the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but have the same type of grip around the outer part of the sticks as the Xbox One controller does. The D-pad reminds me of the NES D-pad, which is the norm for 8bitdo controllers, and combos in Mortal Kombat were pulled off with ease. Now the action buttons, on the other hand, are, let's face it, the Xbox One action buttons. I mean, the feeling when you press the buttons down is almost identical and the travel length feels the same, but the Xbox One buttons do look slightly oval, whereas the Ultimate are more rounded. Now here is something: the Switch Pro doesn't have two programmable buttons on the back of the controller, and the 8bitdo Ultimate is priced at $69.99, which you might remember is the exact price the Switch Pro went for when it was released. These buttons can be programmed within the 8bitdo Ultimate software, which we will take a closer look at later in the video. The 8bitdo Ultimate controller has a home button and also a start button. And when you connect it to the Nintendo Switch, this button specifically is mapped to the capture button, but can be reprogrammed in the 8bitdo Ultimate software to be used as a turbo button. As you would expect on a controller that was designed for the Nintendo Switch, you have your plus and your minus button. There's one more button specific to the Ultimate controller, and that's the profile button, which you can set up 3 different profiles in the Ultimate software for PC and the Nintendo Switch, but you gotta remember to set up the profiles in the 8bitdo software underneath the Nintendo Switch settings. The 8bitdo Ultimate is really easy to connect to both PC and the Nintendo Switch. On the back of the controller, you have a switch for Bluetooth and the 2.4 GHz dongle. Make sure that is switched to Bluetooth, and then go through the steps on either device to pair the controller. I'm sure I don't have to go into complete details on how to connect a Bluetooth controller, but if you do happen to need help, let me know in the comments down below. I'll take the time to give you a helping hand. The controller for the most part is automatically detected by Steam. Doom even has a pre-mapped controller setup right out the gate, but in some games you might have to make the effort to make some tweaks. The controller by default uses the Nintendo Switch layout, but if you click the home button, click controller, and then click the toggle off of the Nintendo Switch layout, it can then be changed to the Xbox layout. Okay, so the controller works in Steam, and it's just as good as the Xbox One controller, but what about other platforms such as EA Play or Game Pass? Well, EA Play seems to be a complete failure. It doesn't recognize the controller unless it's connected to a 2.4 GHz dongle. All I can see is your mug. Your hairy mug. It's in the way. Co-star. However, for context, it has absolutely no issues recognizing the Xbox One controller via Bluetooth, so I'm not sure what's going on here other than its software issues, and I can't find anywhere to fix it in the settings. As far as Game Pass is concerned, it wouldn't work in Back 4 Blood. The controller worked perfectly fine in Ninja Gaiden, yes, the dongle. The Ultimate Pro controller doesn't work in Dishonored in Bluetooth mode. But does work with the dongle, which is a little weird. So being the gaming sleuth that I am, I hit the interwebs and discovered that while in Bluetooth mode, the Ultimate runs in D input, and with the 2.4 GHz dongle, it runs in X input, so hopefully this is something they update with software. It would be nice for this Ultimate Bluetooth Pro controller to work well, in Bluetooth mode. The Ultimate controller works flawlessly on the Switch, which makes sense. Let's be real. 8bitdo designs controllers for Nintendo exclusively. Yes, before you say they design controllers for the Xbox platform, most of their controllers are Nintendo driven, and they pretty much design the majority of their products for Nintendo platform. I played a handful of games, some new and some old. The Halifax joysticks are really responsive, and so are the action buttons. One flaw, or should I say something weird that I noticed, when the Nintendo Switch decides to take a nap, the 8bitdo Ultimate controller turns off, so you press the home button. It starts blinking. The Nintendo Switch does not wake from its eternal sleep. At this point, you're angry, depicted by the shaking of the controller. Then you realize the light is blinking faster. Oh, there you go, Switch. So nice of you to join us. Did you have a good nap? Definitely something that they need to work on, or we're just gonna have to deal with it. Let's not forget there's the 8bitdo software, and there's a handful of customizations here for the gamer. First customization you are greeted with is full control over mapping the buttons. Then the option to adjust the sensitivity of the sticks, triggers, and the vibration, which is nice because there are a few controllers that I have tested where the vibration was just a little much. Here is the plus for this controller, which is steadily becoming a norm for third-party controllers, and that's the macro buttons. And I just have to ask, when is this ever going to be something that is standard on first-party console controllers? I did notice that sometimes the fatality would work in Mortal Kombat X, and other times didn't. There's no denying that the 8bitdo is the best of both worlds, but I'm not sure you can consider it ultimate. The Bluetooth only really works on the Nintendo Switch and not PC. Now, the 8bitdo software gives you a ton of options to customize the controls to your playstyle, which is somewhat ultimate, I guess. But when I think of the word, I think of a controller that works on all platforms, and the Bluetooth works where it really counts. On PC. If you have any questions or feel that I left something out, don't hesitate to call me out in the comments. Trust me, I'm not gonna be hurt or cry like a baby back. You know. All the links to the products that I discussed in this video, which is currently only the 8bitdo Ultimate controller, are linked down below in the description. Don't forget to check us out on social medias, which are linked below if you're interested in extra gaming content that does not make the channel. As for now, I'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, instead of staring at my ugly mug, why don't you go ahead and check out one of our other videos? 1, 2, I'll wait. My busted face ain't going nowhere.